Worst decision in my life. Not your normal scary story. Some time ago I was doing the elevator ritual. I did because I wanted to see what will happen. I wanted to see if it was real. Now I can say that this was the biggest mistake in my life. I'm putting the instructions to the ritual below. 1. Enter your chosen building and get into the elevator on the first floor alone. Do not proceed if anyone else is in the elevator with you. 2. Press the button on the 4th floor. 3. When the elevator reaches the 4th floor, do not get out. Instead, remain in the elevator and press the button for the 2nd floor. 4. When you reach the 2nd floor, remain in the elevator and press the button for the 6th floor. 5. When you reach the 6th floor, remain in the elevator and press the button for the 2nd floor. 6. When you reach the 2nd floor, remain in the elevator and press the button for the 10th floor. 7. When you reach the 10th floor, remain in the elevator and press the button for the 5th floor. 8. When you reach the 5th floor, a young woman may enter the elevator. Do not look at her. Do not speak to her. She is not what she seems. 9. Press the button for the 1st floor. If the elevator begins ascending to the 10th floor instead of descending to the 1st, you may proceed. If the elevator descends to the 1st floor, exit as soon as the doors open. Do not look back. Do not speak. 10. If you reach the 10th floor, you may either choose to get off the elevator or to stay on it. If you choose to get off, and if the woman entered the elevator on the 5th floor, she will ask you, "Where are you going?" Do not answer her. Do not look at her. 11. You will know whether you have arrived at the other world by one indication and one indication only. The only person present in it is you. The return trip. If you choose to stay on the elevator at the 10th floor, 1. Press the button for the 1st floor. If it doesn't work, keep pressing it until it finally does. 2. When the elevator reaches the 1st floor, exit as soon as the doors open. Do not look back. Do not speak. If you choose to exit the elevator at the 10th floor, 1. You must use the same elevator you return as the one in which you arrived. 2. When you enter the elevator, press the buttons in the same order you did in steps 2 through 8 of venturing out. You should finish at the 5th floor. 3. When you reach the 5th floor, press the button for the 1st floor. The elevator will again begin to ascend to the 10th floor. Press any other floor's button to cancel the ascension. You must press the button you used to cancel the ascension before you reach the 10th floor. After you reach the 1st floor, check your surroundings carefully. If anything seems off, even the smallest detail, do not exit the elevator. If you detect something wrong, repeat step 2 until your surroundings look as they should. Once you are confident you have returned to your own world, you may safely exit the elevator. Additional notes. Should you reach the other world, the floor onto which you will emerge will look almost identical to the one from your own world, except for 2 things. All the lights will be off, and the only thing you will be able to see from the windows is a red cross in the distance. Some say that electronic devices, mobile phones, cameras, MP3 players, etc. don't work in the other world. Others say they do. Getting back to your own world may be more difficult than it seems. You may become disoriented and forget which elevator in which you arrived. The elevator may seem to get further and further away from you as you walk towards, and so on. Be vigilant and keep your wits about you. If at any point during the ritual you faint, pass out, or otherwise lose consciousness, you will likely wake up in your own home. However, be sure to carefully examine your surroundings upon waking. The home to which you have been returned may not be the one you left when you first set out to attempt this ritual. Concerning the woman on the 5th floor, do not speak to her. Do not look at her. If you do, she may decide to keep you for her own. Everything was normal, if you can say something normal can happen in an occult ritual, at least at the beginning. It was at the 10th floor for the first time as shit began to happen. Shit like my phone turned off and on, the lights started to flicker, the elevator was shaking, and something or someone was screaming outside the elevator. For some dumb reason, I decided that I should continue with the ritual. God, I am sorry for making this dumb decision. I went to the 5th floor, and the black woman wasn't there. Something was very, very wrong. I proceeded to the 10th floor. It was looking like it was said in the instructions with only one expectation. I wasn't alone. She was there with me. She was staring at me and tried to say something to me. I was shaking. I sprinted towards the elevator and returned to our world. I felt like I was being watched, but I swear that I was alone. I tried everything. I went to church. I went to an exorcist. I even asked some occult groups for help. Nobody could help me, but I think I know what to do. I'm going to return there and find out why I still have the feeling being watched. Holder of guilt. In any city, in any country, go to any mental institution or halfway house you can get yourself into. When you reach the front desk, ask to visit someone who calls herself the holder of guilt. Before the worker can answer, shut your eyes tightly and clench your jaw. Count to exactly 20 seconds and then open your eyes. You should find yourself on an unassuming dirt floor path in a moderately wooded area. If you are at any other location, then you miscounted the seconds. You have only minutes more to live. If you are on the dirt path, then walk along it. You should feel at all times an eddy of wind playing against your ear. Should you ever stop feeling it, quickly stand still and shout into the foliage, "I freely admit it was my fault!" If the little eddy of wind does not return, then I suggest you make yourself comfortable and arm yourself, as these woods are now your home for all eternity, and they are filled to bursting with hidden creatures from the lowest pits of damnation, all eager to messily devour you. If the wind does return, then continue along the path as normal. After a long while, you should find a battered little shanty. Knock twice before entering. Failing to knock properly beforehand results in a punishment that cannot be adequately described in any human tongue. Upon entering the shanty, you will find yourself in a clean little kitchen. Quickly shut the door behind you and remain standing, head bowed respectfully where you entered. Fervently working the kitchen will be a woman who never turns to face you as she goes about her endless task of working on a meal that will never be finished. If you pay attention, you will notice that she works to an exact rhythm, but this is not terribly important, just an interesting detail. There is only one question to which this woman will respond. Why is it their fate to be used for wrong? Give her a moment. It will take a while before she gets around to answering. When she does, she will recount in your mother's voice, even if you have never heard your mother's voice. And in explicit detail, every wrong you have ever visited upon others, no matter how trivial, no matter if it was intentional or unintentional, no matter how shameless, unrepentant, or vile a person you are, or even if your wrongdoings are few or barely extant, you will feel the weight of your wrongdoing pressing down on you. Remain standing in a respectful pose even as the weight of your wrong increases to unbearable levels. If ever you falter, you will be crushed, doomed to remain a broken heap on the floor of this kitchen listening to the woman repeat herself forever. Then again, that would mean you were never worthy of collecting any of the objects in the first place. Once every wrong has been recited in excruciating detail, then if you are still standing, the woman will ask you to retrieve an ingredient from a top cupboard. Go fetch it. Do not open any cupboard other than the one indicated, and do not turn your head in a way that would allow you to see the woman's face. There are fates worse than what would happen if you do either, but the list is very short. The ingredient she is looking for is the only spice that has no label. Hand it to her in a way that prevents you from looking her in the face. Then return to where you were standing earlier. Wait a while, and she will eventually offer a small sample of her cooking for you to eat. Walk over to her and accept it, being careful not to put yourself in a position to see her face. It is a sizable chunk of cooked beef. Thank her politely, tell her you had a wonderful time visiting and will come back another day, then quietly leave via the door through which you came. You will find you have walked out of a supply closet in the mental institution. The food you acquired from the holder is no ordinary beef. It never rots, no matter how old it gets, and eating even a small bite of it will instantly heal all of your wounds, no matter how grave. It does this, however, by transferring said wounds to someone you care deeply about. Survival in the future of this quest will make eating this beef necessary at least a few times. That chunk of cooked beef is object 116 of 538. Hopefully the objects are important enough to sacrifice people you genuinely care about. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like and don't forget to share. Give me a word down in the comments if you want more, and I will see you guys next time. Happy New Year!